All right, so today we're going to talk about dividing fractions. So the first time we talked about this year, I know we've talked about in the past. I know on this sheet, I kind of blew this up on the screen. These are division symbols. They are not pluses, so we're dividing all of these. So a couple things when we are dividing fractions. Step one, just like we have always kind of done when multiplying. So step one, I'm going to call this TH. So we need to make them top heavy, all right, just like we always do. So if I'm going to go and do this one, first thing I do is I make it top heavy. So let's see. So that's going to be 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8. So this is going to become 8 thirds divided by 1 times 5 is 5, plus 3 is 8, divided by 8 fifths. All right. So we've made them top heavy. Now, since I am dividing, and I really can't divide fractions, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn them into multiplication problems. And we're going to do this by what we call keep it, change it, flip it. You're going to hear me say a lot this year. So the first thing we're going to do, and I'll talk about them here in a second, is we're going to keep it. And then the second step is we're going to change it. So we'll just have to wait for my writing. So we keep it, we change it, and the last thing we're going to do is we are going to flip it. Okay, so here's what all that stuff means. Keep it, so we keep this the same. So this still is 8 thirds. We don't do anything with it. So there's my keep it. My change it is we actually change this to a multiplication symbol. And my flip it is we flip this upside down, and this becomes 5/8. What we're doing is it's actually called a reciprocal. So when I flip a fraction upside down, we are doing the reciprocal of it. So once again, we keep it. We keep the fraction the same. We change it to multiplication, and then we flip it. We flip it upside down. Now we're right back to multiplying fractions, which we've been doing a lot of lately. If I was going to do this, one thing that I would do is I would cross cancel. So 8 goes in 8 once, 8 goes in 8 once, and now when I multiply, 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 3 is 3, and then of course we can't leave it top heavy, so 3 goes into 5 once, with 2 left over, and the bottom stays the same. And it becomes 1 2/3. And on here, I'm going to find 1 2/3, which is here, it's a K. So I'm going to put a K in for every 1 2/3. I'm trying to see if there's any more 1 2/3 here. And I don't see any more. All right. So let's practice another one. All right. So that was K. So let's do another one. So every time I do a division problem, this is done the exact same way. All right. So let's see. Let's do this one. So we have 2 1/4, and we're going to divide by 5 2/5. All right, so no matter what, whether I'm multiplying or dividing, step one is we need to make them top heavy. So when I do this, 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So this becomes 9/4 divided by 5 times 5 is 25, plus 2 is 27. So this becomes 27/5. So all I did is I just made everything top heavy. And I do that every time I multiply or divide fractions. Now, since I'm dividing fractions, I really can't ever divide fractions. So we keep it, change it, flip it. So here we go. All right. So we're going to keep it. So this becomes a 9/4. We're going to change this to multiplication. And then we flip this upside down, which is 5/27. All right. See if we can cross cancel here. Let's see. Nothing goes into 4 and 5. 9 and 27, though. 9 goes in there once. 9 goes in there 3 times. Now, when I multiply, 1 times 5 is 5. 4 times 3 is 12. That's not a decimal. That's just a messed up mark. So my answer is, oh, my thing's in the way now. My answer is 5/12. So S is 5/12. So I go up here, 5/12. Awesome. There's an S. 5/12. 5/12. 5/12. 5/12. Nope, no more 5/12. Okay. So all of these are dividing fractions. So remember, review. Step one, if they're mixed numbers, we make them top heavy. And then after that, we keep it, change it, flip it. That's it. Got any questions? Feel free to email me. Thank you.